Hello and welcome. I'm Kate.
And I'm Emily, and this is Beyond the Neurotype,
A podcast that explores what it's like to be human affirming, regardless of labels, considerate of every person's individual needs, and allowing us to, ideally, understand what is behind every individual's actions, choices, and needs.
We do this with curiosity and love as we explore these individual and unique experiences that are rich with challenges, growth, and grace.
I'm Kate, a mental health social worker and synergetic play therapist. I'm the co-founder of the Village Therapy Hub. I'm a mum to 2 adolescents, and I love understanding and exploring what is happening beneath the surface for children and adults, and what behaviours are communicating to us. But let me keep it real. Much like yours, my life is a roller coaster. So I also understand the complexities of being a carer, the challenges of the day-to-day, and I won't pretend it's all enjoyable.
I'm Emily, a neurodivergent mum to a beautiful autistic girl and wife to a wonderful autistic man. I'm passionate about celebrating neurodiversity and creating a community where people are seen, held, and loved for who they truly are. It is my hope that as you listen to the stories of our beautiful guests, you feel inspired, validated, and supported in your journey.
This podcast is recorded on the land of the Dja Dja Wurrung people. We offer our heartfelt gratitude to the traditional custodians and elders, past, present, and emerging, for continued opportunities to learn, reflect, and grow. Hello, Emily.
Hey, Kate.
Welcome back. We're here to talk today about Steph's beautiful episode.
Oh, that was such a lovely episode. I really enjoyed watching that one back.
Yeah, it was really nice, wasn't it? It was nice to go back and revisit the stories and the feeling, because it really was one of those episodes that we could feel the joy and the connection that comes from singing while we were talking about it.
Yeah, it kind of felt like a mug of soup or something. Like it's maybe I'm just cold and need soup, but it it just felt really a conversation that was really nourishing for the soul, and that's what I guess Steph is to us, and what our experience with Macapella has been like as well, and our singing journey with that.
Yeah, it's been interesting to me how music is becoming more and more a part of my world as I'm starting to deepen into my process of connecting back with who I really am, not even connecting back, connecting in a lot of ways for the first time with who I really am and what I really enjoy and what really fills my cup. And I've been finding lately that I've been attracted to things that have music, singing, people when they perform music and singing, they just radiate this joy. And I've been more and more drawn to wanting to watch people, even like amateur musicals, high school musicals I've been going to, because I just love watching anyone show up and step into that experience.
Yeah, it's something that's taken me a little bit to reconnect with music, because music, when I was a teenager and an older child, came with a lot of pressure. And so, yeah, I was expected to sing a lot, and I had terrible stage fright and hated it. And kind of, I loved singing and loved the joy I got from singing, but I felt like I had all this pressure all the time to kind of perform. And so Macapella for me was a way to reconnect with music, because I'd listen to music, but I'd stop singing. I wouldn't sing in the car. because I didn't want Mike to hear me in the car. Like, I was that shy and had gone so inward. The last time I sang was I was 15 and I sang at the end of year assembly. And and then from then on, I never sang again. I was so my group of friends actually told me afterwards, they're like, "Did you see us? We stood up, we gave you a standing ovation." I was that in my head that I didn't even see it. Like, I just wanted to crawl inside myself and hide. And so from then on, I'm like, no, no more, and didn't sing again in front of anyone until till Macapella. So, and even then it was a very slow tiptoe into like letting other people hear me and being more confident singing. Holding a part by yourself, or, you know, other people are away and you've got to be the only one in your part or things like that. But it was, this real tiptoe. And I think you're right. It's a big part of that journey into finding yourself. Music can be so connected with that.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Do you think that, like, there was obviously the part of you that had the stage fright and got overwhelmed by being exposed in that way, and then there was obviously people who thought that you were a beautiful singer and had a voice that was worth being heard, hence the pushing you to perform and be heard. So there was like this incongruence between how you connected with it and how other people connected with it.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was a self-confidence thing. Like, I was quite a shy child and um didn't want to stand out. I just wanted to, blend in and hide amongst everyone else. And um so whereas, yes, no judgment to my mum, and my mum and I talk about this a lot, because she was the one pushing me. So there's no beef there with mum about this anymore. But it was just she always wished that she could sing and never felt like she could sing, and so she just wanted me to sing. And so
And you do
um
have a beautiful voice. So I
oh,
can see why your mum would have heard that from you, as that, you probably displayed that quite young. And so she knew that she had this child with this beautiful voice. She'd always wanted to be able to have that beautiful voice for herself. Yeah, so I can see how that would come about. But you do have a beautiful voice.
oh, thanks. I don't know. I did karaoke, and I always think of you too, because that day that we did karaoke together and I refused to get on stage, and you're like, "No, you're not leaving until you've sung one song and I will sing it with you." And so you dragged me up on stage and we did it together. And yes, that is a lovely I suppose, lovely way our friendship has formed, of us, holding our hands through, so holding each other's hands through, um, doing stuff that makes us feel vulnerable. But I did karaoke by myself on the cruise, and because we made friends on the cruise, and a few months ago, and one of them was already doing it, and didn't tell me until afterwards that he actually used to sing on cruise ships as a job. Um, and so they bullied me into doing it. So I did do it. And then Mike recorded it. And I was going through photos of our cruise the other day, and I heard it, and it was just like, you sing like, like, turn it off. It was awful.
Oh, yeah, but let's be fair. It's karaoke sound system.
I'm
It's
like,
got
oh,
that
God.
squeaky music they use in the background and recorded on a phone. Like, there's nothing about that that's going to be your friend.
I'm like, oh, how have they not kicked me out of my car already? It was
Oh,
awful. uh,
well, I think you're a gorgeous singer. And so what I'm about to say isn't me saying that isn't me saying the opposite to this, but I think that's the beautiful thing about Macapella is that it doesn't matter how you sound. Everyone is welcome and every voice is welcome. And what I've always appreciated is the getting lost amongst voices. There's many voices and I can kind of hide in amongst others and be held in that safe space while I test out my own voice and try things out that might be outside my comfort zone or yeah.
Oh,
It's
well, I
certainly
think
not a choir that you audition for.
no, you can, just come in and, blend in. And people do, seem to easily blend in, and even people that, think they can't sing and all of that. Like, it's, no one can hear if you can't anyway, so it always sounds good, so.
That's right. It does always sound good.
No, I think you have a beautiful voice too. Not that I get to hear much of you because you're on the other side of the room, but I think it's and especially I suppose because some of us, like you and I, started on the same day. There's a few of us that kind of all started at the same time that are still doing it, and like the growth and the confidence that's come from that, and the safe space that's there. Um, it's been really special for me actually to be able to reconnect with music, and you get to just create something instantly that's so beautiful.
Mm. And I'm loving, so Mim, who we had in season 1, holds a women's singing circle, I think every second week. And I've dipped in and out of that. I certainly haven't been as consistent just due to life, but that is another example of a beautiful space to go and make sound with others and sit in just the feeling that brings, and tiny little short songs that are just almost mantra like, the ways that we can create music and enjoy that experience. I always think I often get a song come into my head in the shower in the morning, and it comes out of nowhere. Like, it'll often, sometimes it's a song that I've been listening to or a song we're learning at Macapella or a song that I've heard recently, but sometimes they just come out of nowhere. And I often stop and think, what is this song? Like, what is this song about? What's the message in here? Because I think sometimes songs just appear to me in the moment. I think sometimes I kind of run a soundtrack to my life. I don't know if that happens to you.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah.
Like, things are happening or I'm in a conversation with someone and suddenly there's a song playing in my head and I'm like, oh, this is the soundtrack to this. If I was in a movie right now, that's the song
This is
they'd
what
be
we've been
playing.
playing.
So I often pay attention to the songs that come to me or that are staying with me or that are, on that stuck in my head way, because I often think they're a lovely little, I don't know, divine message of something to think about or connect with or pay attention to.
Yeah. Um and Mim said to me recently that it's like a pathway to your feelings.
Mm.
And sometimes you can be feeling conflicted and then the perfect song happens and then the tears can flow and you can really feel what you're feeling. And that's a really powerful thing. You think if you're going through something and you're driving in your car or whatever, and then that right song comes on and it just kicks you in the guts, but it's what you needed to kind of process um, someone's been able to articulate in poetry exactly what you're feeling.
Oh, have you ever listened to a song and just thought, how did this person know? Like, this song was written for me. This is about me.
Yeah.
Which I always then have to stop and think, because my first thought is always, oh my gosh, this person wrote this song for me. Like, they've been spying on me. And then I realize that if they wrote the song, then they've experienced it too. And then I think, okay, well, if they've experienced it and I've experienced, we're not going to be the only two people in the world. They've written a song about it that's now connecting with all of these other people. It's an incredible gift. It's an incredible way of being really seen.
Yeah, and yeah, they've released it because they think people will relate to it. So therefore you're not the only not the only one. I'm a big Swiftie, and which has kind of really come about the last couple of years. But yeah, there's some songs of hers that just, and yeah, there's a whole like community of women that like love these songs too, and connect with the lyrics, and it's like, oh yes, it's not just me.
I often hear a song and then think about it in relation to someone or something. And I stop myself from sending it and saying, this made me think of us, or this made me think of you, or because I think maybe it's weird. But I'm wondering, I'm curious if as I continue to step more into my authenticity, if the people in my world aren't going to start receiving more songs. Because I think it's a beautiful way, you listen to a song and you just think, oh, this is expressing something that I don't know how to express myself, or I don't have the words for. And I want the person who I'm thinking of to know that that's how I think or what I feel, or yeah. But then I worry about misinterpreting. I also am aware that everyone hears songs differently and hears lyrics differently. And so then I get all in my head about, oh no, what if they think I'm saying something that I'm not, or and maybe I should play it when we're there and have a conversation about it rather than just send it to them. I tried to do this thing once with my son when he was much younger. I decided that a way that I could build our connection was to send him a song. And I think I decided I was going to do like a song a week. And I was going to send him a song that I felt like carried a message that I wanted him to hear, or that was just a great song, from my childhood or from my life that I wanted him to have. It didn't last very long, actually, doing it. Turned out to be harder than I thought. And he didn't love it. But, that was my attempt at communicating just with someone fully through song.
I think that's a beautiful thing to do. My child would hate it, but I think that who are you to tell me what I can listen to? But yeah, and anything I like, she then instantly has to do a 180 on. So yeah. Yeah, actually last night she was at a sleepover, and she's figured out how to like hack into the Bluetooth speaker. And so Mike and I are watching a movie, and then all of a sudden, like, it's raining tacos or Baby Shark. And she keeps turning the volume up to like max volume just to,
Yeah, let you know she's thinking about you.
Yeah. Like, cool, thanks. That's the song she sends me.
Yeah. Although how often do you have a song that you're like listening to or you're enjoying and not making a big fuss about it, you just listen to it and then suddenly your kids start playing it or humming it or, engaging it in some way and you think, oh, music just gets in there.
Yeah. Oh, and she does have a really strong connection to music, and she's very shy, but she loves singing. But so she'll sing in the car and in the back, and I'll pretend not to be able to hear her from the front, and I can hear her. I'm like, oh, it sounds so pretty. But yeah, she's inherited Mike's music taste, so she's in love with Michael Jackson and Lady Gaga, and yeah, her favorite genre is 80s music. So.
But she's inherited your voice and Mike's taste.
Yeah, look, Mike's got a nice little voice. She's got a very deep voice. Like I'm a soprano, but yeah, she'll be an alto, I reckon. Like, yeah, it's nice watching your kids start to enjoy music as well.
It is. It's really, really beautiful. My kids have listened to a lot of music, but we aren't a particularly musical family in any other way. But about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, my daughter picked up a guitar and put an app on her iPad that's like a teach yourself guitar app. And now every night she's like, Mom, listen to what I've learned. And she's playing guitar.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's so
I love that.
beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Actually, it makes me think of when my niece was staying with me a couple of weeks ago. She's 13 and she loves Billie Eilish. And so we just kind of were hanging out, and somehow I don't even know how the piano started getting played, but I'm very bad. Like, I know a few chords, but yeah, between the two of us, kind of, I played the chords and she figured out the melody of a Billie Eilish song. And by the end of it, like, we were just sitting there playing this. We could play the song the whole way through, and yeah, it was like this beautiful little connection there. It was really, really lovely.
That is very cool. I learned piano as a kid, and I think it was a should. I think I learned it because I had to learn an instrument. I don't even know. I would like to ask my parents. I need to ask my parents about how I got to piano. But then they might not have even pushed me. I would have pushed myself, because if my friends had an instrument, or people were learning instruments, I would have felt like that was something I needed to do. And I remember like enjoying the lessons because I liked the teacher. I probably had a crush on the teacher, to be fair, but I didn't like. He was an older guy that lived in the neighborhood. Not a man, but he would have been an older teen when he was teaching me. But I never practiced. I wasn't actually invested. And so I remember nothing because I wasn't invested in the learning at all. It's really interesting how we don't retain anything when we're just doing it out of, I don't know, habit, which is unfortunate because my parents would have invested a lot of money in years of piano lessons and I know nothing.
Oh, it's what connects, and I don't know. I think there's so many shoulds as a kid as well.
And I was always trying to find my way, and I had a lot of friends that were musical. The other instrument I learned, very strange instrument, was the trombone. And I learned the trombone. Well, my grandpa played the trombone, so I think that was kind of how I'd been introduced to it as an idea. But the reason I really learned it was because a lot of my friends were in the brass band at school, and I wanted to be in the brass band, but they all played saxophone and flute and other instruments, guitar and stuff. And I knew that if I learned like a saxophone, there was too many good saxophonists, and so I wouldn't have got into the band. But no one at school played the trombone. So by learning the trombone, I guaranteed myself entry into every band that existed in my school, and there was quite a few. And so then I became a part of something without even having to be any good at it. Like, I'm pretty sure I was no good at it. It's kind of my old thing of if I'm the only one doing it, no one can tell if I'm messing it up. I've been doing that for a long time.
But it's I had a music teacher at school who I think she played the tuba or something. It was really random, but she did it because no one else did it, and it just guaranteed her a job. And so, because no one else, orchestras and bands were always needing someone to play that instrument. And so she was never out of work. There's, pianists and violinists and cellists, a dime a dozen, but playing something a bit different. Guaranteed her work.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it worked for me. I got in every band.
Yeah.
It was great. And then I got to hang out with my friends because that's where they were spending all their, break times were in band practice. And so I got to be with my friends who were in the band, and I got to perform, do all the performances.
That's a good strategy.
Yeah. It'd be a long, long, long time since I picked up a trombone. So I have no idea whether I would still remember it. Unlike a piano, you tend to walk past a piano and go, I wonder if I remember anything, and have a little go. But a trombone, there's not many lying around. So
yeah, there's not many, like no random street trombones.
That
would be gross.
Very salivary.
Yes. Oh, well, we'll have to find your trombone. I am learning more and more about you. I didn't know that you did that. So
No, that's one of those things that doesn't come up very often. Phone.
Oh, I loved our chat with Steph around her work with Centre for Nonviolence as well. Like that was could really see that puts a fire in her belly, and how important that is.
Oh, it's so important to bring music into a space of trauma recovery.
Mm,
And when you're trying to rebuild yourself and reconnect with yourself, music is so good at forcing us to notice our bodies, at forcing
mm,
us to notice our breath and to feel the vibrations going through us. And so that's really great because often when you've survived a trauma like that, you go into a space of staying in your brain and disconnecting from your body, and you disassociate the two things. And you live like that. You live in a state of I cannot connect with my body because my body isn't a safe place for me to be, because that's where I feel all the things, and I can't feel all the things because if I felt all the things, I wouldn't be able to get up every day. So those moments of connecting with something like singing are so powerful in just allowing us to plant a seed of I can reconnect back to here.
mm,
Yeah, incredible that it's offered in different places. And I hope if there's people listening that have the opportunity to provide that in a similar space, that they really think about it, because it's a beautiful therapeutic option, bringing a group of people together to sing.
mm. And I know Steph's really keen to expand what she's doing to with more people. So definitely reach out to us and we can pass on Steph's details if that's something that um, you can help with at all as well.
Yeah. And doing it in the space that they're doing it at Centre for Nonviolence, where they have therapists in the room available, so that if someone is feeling a lot of feelings and it has brought on something, they can leave the room, be supported, have someone to talk to, where people are not left alone in all the activation that it brings up is really
mm,
important too.
mm, yeah.
And I guess knowing that as someone that runs, if you are someone that runs a group of people singing, also having some awareness that people will be experiencing a lot of feelings in that
Mm,
group. And so that co-occurs with the singing and
mm.
can have an impact.
Yeah, it's something we see pretty much nearly every week. Like I would think that, and certainly, in MIM's singing circle, it happens all the time where you're singing a song and one person's just kind of overcome with emotion and will have a cry and we all just keep singing and then, you know, stop and check in once we're done and then move on to the next song. And it's, yeah, everyone's holding different things at certain times, and it is often that, yeah, pathway to a release of your feelings. And yeah, certainly, yeah, it's happened with me and with lots of people at Macapella. And yeah.
Once you feel safe enough in the space, yeah.
mm, yeah, yeah, it took a long time to get there. Yeah, it was probably when we first started, it was more like, yeah, we were singing the song Happy and we had to clap as well. And it was more just like, how the hell am I supposed to sing and clap? And we're all clapping at the wrong time. And Tara, who runs the choir, is like tearing her hair out. No.
And I think when you're first learning something, like that's probably the difference between Macapella and Mim Singing Circle, is that Macapella, we tend to learn things and we'll learn an entire arrangement of a song. And so when we first start learning it, your head's in the game. You're trying to remember, you're concentrating, you're thinking about the things. And it's not sometimes until much later when the song is just there and you don't have to think about it that you really feel it.
Yeah.
And then in MIMS, because they're so short, you have become comfortable with them and they're in your head within seconds. And so then there's many repetitions where you feel just connection to the song.
Yeah. Yeah, I think certainly at the beginning of my cappella, when we first started too, was very kind of cerebral, like we had to really concentrate on what we're doing, and then when they become second nature, and when you've been going for 8 years and sing a song that we've done a lot of times before or what have you, and it just can hit you in the feels a bit more when it's more just routine, I guess, or just
Mm. Yeah. And maybe you're someone listening to this that thinks, oh, I'm not going to sing. I'm never going to join a choir. I don't care what you say, how good it is. So my encouragement would be just sit in the space of music, play music. Music is so relative to how we feel. And actually, that's a bit of a caution with music. Sometimes if we're feeling really low and sad, we can choose really low and sad songs, and maybe that's and that can be really great to let us actually feel the feelings, and then we can use the music to then bring us up and out and move on as well. Sometimes choosing the music for the mood is not the most beneficial thing for us.
Yeah. I have two playlists on Spotify. One's happy and one's sad. And I was trying to over the last couple of years I was driving close to 2 hours every day. And so I'd play my happy playlist in the morning, and then it kind of pump me up for work and get me out of bed and all of that. And then, I knew if I had something to process, I'd be listening to the happy playlist, and it was just really jarring and grating on me. And so then I'd chuck my sad one on and like, oh yeah, there's some feelings there, get them out, and then, go back to the happy playlist. So, but I do love a sad song too.
Oh, yeah. 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 And I mean, music apps now have so many like created playlists, and you don't even have to have created your own playlist. I often just search for particular feeling of songs, and then I get a list and it plays. So
Well, I've got a playlist of 450 sad songs if you
if I ever need a sad song, I know where to go. Yeah. And some people are great at that. I know people that have created entire playlists of different genres and moods and types, and people that really are great at curating playlists. And that's really incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm not. It's just songs that I like, that I try and fit them. And sometimes I don't know if they're happy or sad, and they're a bit of both. And it depends on my feelings. So they're on both. And
yeah, I like that. Yeah. So there's lots of ways we can expose ourselves to music as well, I guess, is the other piece too. That, we don't have to sing to connect with all the feelings and experiences music can bring. We can watch other people do it. We can listen to it. Yeah, whatever way feels most comfortable is so beneficial.
yeah, it's something because I lived in New Zealand for 7 years, and music seems to be a lot more integrated in the culture over there, particularly the Māori and the Pacific Islander cultures, and at church, and they kind of naturally just find these harmonies when you're singing hymns in church, and that connection that and if you look at the haka that they do at the start of a rugby game or what have you, might have seen a haka that way, but they I am told that back, if your tribe was doing a haka and you weren't in time with each other, then you would kind of abandon your battle, because they do this haka before they'd go into battle. They would actually abandon it because that timing was so important to be in sync with each other in the battle. And Yeah, so that's what I've been told.
I can imagine that that's then kind of why they did it, to synchronize their nervous systems and synchronize their bodies so that when they were in battle and needed to be able to trust that someone else could protect them as well as they could, that was really important. That they would almost become like those threads that Steph talked about in the episode of if we could see the connection that happens when we all engage. So they would do it to activate the threads and then everyone's connected. And so when we go into battle, we're essentially one.
Yeah. And you see it, if you watch, rugby's not a big thing here, unfortunately, but if you watch, just try and catch a haka, even on YouTube, and just watch how, these grown men, big, manly men are using music to connect with each other and, kind of become bigger than themselves. And the first time I was 11, the first time, so the schools have a kappa haka group, which is, the boys do haka and the girls kind of sing songs. And the first time I experienced that, I was just like blown away. It's just the most incredible, powerful thing I've ever, gives me goosebumps thinking about it. And it's just commonplace over there that this is what every school kind of has. You have a kappa haka group, and but it's nice having experienced it in another culture. But you do see it's kind of missing a bit here.
Yeah, maybe our version of that is the pub sing.
Yeah, very Aussie cultural way to sing. Beer in hand. Oh, pub sing's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also another one I recommend if anyone has a chance to try out. And they're held in lots of places now.
Yeah, been to a few different ones, and the one in Castleman's always a great time.
Yeah, Castleman's a pretty special place.
Yeah, I think that's probably a place that has embraced music a bit more and tried to integrate music into their culture a bit more.
Well, I think that the main theme for today is music is an incredible connector. So we strongly support finding any way that you can to engage in it. Let it live in you however feels most useful.
Yes, absolutely. And you never know who you'll meet. You might meet a friend and start a podcast.
Yeah. Never know what's going to happen. Well, beautiful chat today, Emily. Thank you.
Thanks, Kate. See ya.
For more information on today's conversation and guest, head to the links provided in the description. Please like and subscribe to keep up to date with more content, and it helps us out with the algorithm too. Beyond the Neurotype is not a licensed medical or mental health service, and any information or advice given is general in nature. Please seek professional help if anything mentioned in today's episode has raised questions or concerns.